It has been a long and bloody year since the end of the Great War. While the Emperor has claimed victory, the peace that so many heroes gave their lives for has not settled on the lands. The hordes of chaos, though leaderless, continue to taint the northlands of the Empire. Vicious warriors attack merchant caravans and raid isolated farms and villages. The Emperor's battle-weary soldiers patrol the forests and hills, ever vigilant against bloodthirsty warbands intent on looting and slaughter. There is no escape from chaos. It marks us all. In the months following Emperor Magnus's great victory over the Chaos hordes at the gates of Kislev, sporadic fighting plagued the lands of the Northern Empire. Though scattered and leaderless, Chaos warbands still ravaged south, pillaging and destroying. Hard-pressed, the armies of the Elector counts grew weary from constant war. Even as the first chill of autumn touched the air, Count Otto von Gruber of Ostermark gathered his forces east of the Middle Mountains to battle yet one more incursion. Amongst his captains was young Stefan von Kessel, a man with a reputation tainted by the execution of his grandfather for chaos worship, and whose brand-scarred face bore the mark of chaos itself.
It is imperative that we hold the higher ground from which we can bombard the enemy with our cannons. Captain Steimer will hold the line of this side of the River Ospek, backed up by Captain Feldsturm's artillery.
What is my role, Count?
You will take a contingent across the river and attack the watchtower the Chaos forces are holding on the hill. Drive them back and secure that hill so Feldsturm can set up his battery on the higher ground.
Men of the Empire, your time has come. From the walls of that tower we can strike forth at the hated slaves of darkness. The gods have offered up this hour for our vengeance, so grasp it with fervor and salve your anguish with the blood of the Northmen. Drive them back to their caves and take that tower!
The southern cowards have found us! Kill them all!
Fire and honor!
Those infernal machines will be the end of us. They need to be destroyed before we can advance. The might of Sigmar.
Death and glory!
For the Empire and honor!
Victory or death! Glory to the Empire!
The gods have granted this day to earn our glory. The tower is ours again. Captain Feldsturm can set up his battery from here.
For Magnus and the Empire! The quest is not as it first seems. Captain, look! It seems we're not fighting alone! Step lively there!
Burn, you ignorant savage! Take a fireball up your hairy arse!
The army of the Emperor is under attack! The quest is not as it first seems. Fire, fire, fire!
For the Empire!
What would you have me do, General?
We are yours to command. Sigmar is history shall tell of the great feats of the Empire's heroes. The quest is history shall tell of the great feats of the Empire's heroes. Father. Those abominations will kill no more men of the Empire. Signal the advance!
A finely won victory, wouldn't you say, Count Gruber?
I would have said hard fought, Captain Steimer. The priests of Moor will be busy for days burying the dead, don't you think?
A costly victory, yes, Captain von Kessel, but one that we had to achieve. Count Feuerbach's army has suffered many casualties these past months, and last week he took my advice to pull back his forces to Talabayam. If we had failed today, the Northmen would have killed everyone between here and Wolfenburg within days. Our army stands alone.
We cannot rest until the Chaos filth are driven from Sigmar's realm.
Fine words, von Kessel. Though it is the traitors in our midst that concern me more than the Northman hordes.
If you have an accusation to make...
Enough! Word from the generals of Kislev is that another horde is gathering in the north. Warbands still roam freely. The safety of the Empire is far from assured at the moment. We must strike hard against this invasion and choke it in its infancy. We must attack where they are gathering.
I would be honored, my lord.
No, I need you with my army. Von Kessel will head north and seek out their camp.
As you command, my lord. Where would you have me march?
Travel east and north, via Esterdorf if you need to resupply, and press on further northwards. There are regiments from my army and others on patrol in the region. Gather up any of them if you can. We will need as many men as possible for the battles ahead.
I hope you can be trusted. Disobedience is in the blood.
My loyalty is to the Empire alone.
Praise Sigmar! It's been a long while since we saw an army in these parts, and the northern warbands grow bolder every day. We have a fine inn for those who wish to relax, and you may find more men willing to join you at the barracks. If it's supplies you'll be needing, then we have a man with some talent with a hammer and anvil, and also a specialist in more exotic goods, an alchemist by trade. There's a shrine, too, for those wishing for something a bit more spiritual for their refreshment. The quest is not as it first
Prepare for battle! Our comrades are beset, but we shall deliver them from this filthy horde. Move swiftly and decisively. With courage and strength, we shall destroy the greenskins before they know they are doomed. Strike like the hammer of Sigmar himself!
Come on, greenskin scum! You'll pay in blood!
Volley fire! The allies of the Empire beset. Volley fire! The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
Be sure of your footing, men. The ground is boggy here and will slow you down. March around the mud and mires.
Loaded and eager, my lord.
I shall be a living fireball!
Captain, the greenskins have trolls with them. What shall we do?
I come from the colleges of magic.
Victory is assured.
The might of Sigmar.
Fight for the Empire!
Sigmar has crushed the foe.
Kill the greenskin bastards! Kill them all!
Glory to the
A
Empire!
living fireball!
The foe has been spotted. Sigmar has crushed the foe. Full volley! The allies of the Empire beset. Great feats of the Empire's
We'll come
hero.
back for them later.
That's not possible. The foe have been spotted.
Remember the deeds of Sigmar! Slaughter these savages!
Fire at will! For Magnus and the Empire!
More Yumis! Kill them! Kill them now!
There is bloody work to be done this day.
Fire at will! We shall prevail! Sigmar, guide our blaze!
We shall rout the scum from the field.
Fire at will!
Wind of action blows strong here. We have learned much from the elves.
These heretics are little. Stop this!
Gods bless you. You're a welcome arrival.
Master Kurt Leuten. I'm Captain Stefan von Kessel, here with messages from Count Gruber. I was warned of Chaos warbands all over this area, but there was no mention of orcs.
This was just a raiding force. Our patrols found a camp to the east, but there's too many of them. I have another detachment to the north. With your men, we can hunt the orcs down.
Our orders are quite specific. We are to march northwards with all speed. Master Leuten, the Count needs your aid in fighting the Northmen.
My men will be here to protect the road and the villages against orcs. Until that army has been scattered, I'm not going anywhere.
We need every soldier we can get to fight the Northmen. Another horde is gathering, one that will make the orcs seem like a mere nuisance. Talabayam itself could fall. Thousands of women and children slaughtered!
All right, all right. I'll leave enough men to patrol the road, and I'll take the rest to muster with the Count.
Thank you. You are a man who knows his duty. — 2,500 years ago, our Lord Sigmar triumphed at Blackfire Pass. Remind the Greenskins of that victory today. Be brave and show no mercy!
Ready? Fire! Independent fire!
I come from the colleges of magic.
Fireball!
A giant! Sigmar, help us! It won't even feel our bullets! The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe. Ready and prepared. The foe have been spotted.
I shall be a living fireball!
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe. Ready and prepared. The foe have been spotted. Fire, fire, fire!
Puny coward! I'll soon sort you out!
Fire at will! The army of the Emperor is under attack. We shall tell of the great feats of the Empire's hero. Up and at 'em, no quarter! We await your orders. Sigmar has crushed the foe.
For your lives!
Fire at will! Choppers are no good here!
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
You ain't getting past. I'm gonna feed you to the squigs!
Are you brave enough to face me alone? There will be no respite while one foe draws
The
breath.
army of the Emperor is under attack. Shall tell the great feats of the Empire's
I will
heroes.
make it so.
Glad to see you made it.
It's been a hard road, but yes, we're here now.
Good. My men are ready. When yours are rested, we shall prepare for the assault.
We'll make ready at first light.
Never been in a siege?
Only on the inside of a castle.
We don't have time for a long siege. More and more marauders could arrive any time. You'll have to assault the walls. It's bloody work, very bloody work. My cannons can only do so much. Bring down a wall if it goes well. You'll have to go in, through the walls or over them.
The battery is sighted, Captain. We're trained on the base of the wall and the ramparts.
Very well. Be prepared to commence the bombardment on Captain von Kessel's order.
Yes, Captain. We'll give them a heavy storm and no mistake.
Your grandchildren will be taught of the day the Empire cast a shadow of chaos from these lands, and you shall be counted amongst those blessed, for you will be able to say, I was there! Forward to victory!
Fire, damn it, fire! You can attack a castle at its weakest points. However, victory is secured by seizing the most vital positions. My cannons will turn these walls to rubble, Stefan. The wall is breached, Stefan. Make them pay.
Pray to Sigmar.
The foe have been spotted.
Fire, damn it! Fire!
Go forth! Give the word, my lord.
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
The foe shall rue the day they defied the Emperor!
I shall be a living fireball!
I bring destruction to the Emperor's foes!
We need those cannons in operation!
Your troops await your command.
The faithful shall prosper. As of the Empire beset.
What would you have me do, General?
Crush the foe. Von Kessel, make your report.
It was a grim battle, Count. The northern scum resisted until the end, and we lost many men in the fighting for the walls. There's not much left to salvage at the keep, I'm afraid.
So, rather than taking Gottrung, you have leveled it, Von Kessel?
It would have been better to take the fortress intact, Captain. It will take much work to make this place ready for use again.
If we had stormed the ramparts over the piles of our dead, would that have been satisfactory?
Your insolence does you no credit, Von Kessel. Must I listen to your constant yapping?
If you think...
Enough of your excuses! You will remain here until I can find something useful for you to do. Something more suited to your attitude. Now, take me to Captain Feldsturm.
Count Otto von Gruber. I am the Marshal of the Reichslander Guard. I come from Nuln with messages from the Emperor.
Reichsmarshal Trenkenhoff? The man that led Magnus's knights at Kislev?
The same. And now Grand Master of the Bodyguard to Emperor Magnus.
Stop groveling, Von Kessel. You'll get mud on your tongue.
Messages from the Emperor, you say? These wouldn't be orders, would they?
The Emperor is first amongst equals, Count. You know that. He sends requests to his cousins, not commands. Of course, if the Emperor feels that it is better allocated elsewhere, his support for your cause might vanish.
So, can you give me a short version of these requests?
Our allies from Ulthuan, the elves, have sent more aid. We have learnt that a great number of chaos-worshipping thugs are even now marching south out of Kislev. An ambassador from Ulthuan, an acolyte of the Loremaster Teclis, has been isolated by the enemy, near to the Nordland coast.
What do the elves need us for?
Loremaster Teclis is found at the colleges of magic where he is training battle wizards. If you feel tempted by their services in the future, perhaps you could earn yourself good favor now.
Battle wizards, you say? I shall go myself to meet with these elves.
No. You are to move your army to the east, where the enemy's numbers are greater. There is rumor that there is one amongst their ranks seeking to unite the tribes again. Send a portion of your force under your best man to the elves, and take the rest of your men eastwards.
Go through Nordland to rescue the elves? I pity the poor fellow who gets that thankless task.
Stefan, my boy, perhaps you should meet with this emissary. You have a better manner with strangers than any of my other captains.
The elves shall see the worth of men of the Empire.
With the forces of chaos massing for another attack, the aid of the High Elves was sorely needed. Their backs to the sea, the High Elves were fighting hard to establish themselves in the land of the Empire, as the depraved hordes from the north launched assault after assault against them. The Reichsmarschall tasked Stefan von Kessel with an advance to the Nordland coast to meet up with the forces newly arrived from Ulthuan. This was to be no easy mission, for not only were the warriors of the Chaos Gods between Stefan and the elves, but a hidden danger lurked in the darkest shadows.
The army of the Emperor! What manner of creatures are these? They come from nowhere!
To arms! Defend yourselves and slay the vile ratmen! There is an unnatural look to those green clouds, men. It would be better to avoid them.
Spotted.
Run! Flee! Flee!
The might of Sigmar is crushed the foe. Captain, they might use the horn to call for reinforcements.
Flee!
We are yours to command. Give them a storm of lead. The army of the Emperor is under attack. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
You cannot escape the flames!
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
We shall rout the scum from the field.
mighty beast!
Captain, they might use the horn to call for reinforcements!
For death! For victory!
Sigmar has crushed the foe.
That nest of scum must be taken!
The gods have granted this day to earn our glory.
Well, Captain, it seems like Reinhold's sure shots have arrived just in time. Where would you like us? Ready and willing. Independent fire!
Defeat is impossible!
Your allies in Altdorf have sent me.
The army of the Emperor is under attack. The allies of the Empire are set.
The Empire will prevail!
No quarter!
Are you brave enough to face me alone?
Quick, quick, my underlings! Slay the surface dwellers!
There is bloody work to be done this day.
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
Fear the sword!
The gods have granted this day to earn our glory. The Emperor commands.
I bring destruction to the Emperor's foes!
The might of Sigmar.
Wind of Action, heed my call! I've been trained to do that.
Death and glory!
They massacred everybody. This is not a random ambush. There's a lot more of these creatures out there. I've heard stories about these things. It's from the College of Engineers in Altdorf. It's a Hellblaster volley gun, and it'll be devastating if we can find someone to fix it up and crew it. I do. I am Captain Stefan von Kessel of the Ostermark Army, under orders from Emperor Magnus to fight alongside you.
You may call me Aurelian. As an Archmage of Safri, I command these warriors. More of our ships will be arriving soon, and you must meet up with those aboard. I must travel a different path for the moment. Some of our kinsmen have been trapped, and I march to relieve them. You will most likely arrive at your goal before I do. Await me there.
I am ordered to offer whatever assistance I can. I think you overestimate the Northmen, though. Their strength is broken, spread thin.
None know better than we the nature of the powers that pollute the northern wastes. We see what you do not. One will arise from the ashes and blood to lead them again. That cannot be allowed to happen, for the sake of my people as well as yours.
I did not mean to.
If we are to be allies, you must trust me. There are dark things in the world that are beyond the knowledge of men.
But not the elves?
But not the elves. Tell me, what is that mark upon your face?
It is a scar. From a hot brand. My father, my grandfather were tainted with the darkness. It is a reminder to me and a warning to others.
Whatever may have been, there is no taint within you.
I have always thought...
If you were truly marked, I would have killed you. Feel the white fires of Hoeth. This is a dark day for the sons and daughters of Ulthuan. This outrage will be avenged. We'll acquiesce to your request, Commander. I must be away! The winds of magic bind my kin to this place. I cannot break this evil spell from here. The source must be destroyed to dispel the enchantment.
We are no match for the warriors of Ulthuan.
I will acquiesce to your request, Commander. Feel the white fires of Hoeth. I have foreseen your doom, foolish foes.
Lady Aurelion, we are glad that you are safe. Other ships were landing. I fear they fared as poorly as we did.
Such crude power was not meant for mortals. When the war host is gathered, these misguided men will be taught the error of their loyalty.
Drive the enemy back.
Within all mortals beats the heart of chaos.
Thanks to Assyrian, and to you, Chosen of Safari. Where would you have us fight?
I carry the ancient wisdom. Wisdom alone does not win wars. I shall tread as fate guides me.
An evil shadow approaches.
Aurelian, I'm so glad that you are here. I have done what I can to provide everything you might need for this endeavor. The Phoenix King has commanded that we provide you with whatever assistance you need. There are more warriors who sailed with us, and artisans from Ulthuan who will look to your armor and weapons. And we've even brought a few bottles of Illyrian wine for you to savor.
The mysteries of your quest.
Chaos abominations! Exterminate the vermin!
I shall be as a divine thunderbolt!
By fate.
Your warriors are beset by the foe. Run, run! Flee, flee! The strength of Ulthuan is in us. An evil shadow approaches.
The doom of the world may not yet come to pass.
I will never die cannot achieve.
The citizens of Ulthuan stand ready.
Some greater power driving on these beasts. They are drawing magical power from nearby. We must destroy the sources of this energy.
The mysteries of your quest are unveiled. The enemy are no match for the warriors.
Pathetic minions! Defend the warp stone!
I have awaited this moment.
We never miss our mark.
My blade is guided by fate. The stars foretell your death. The gods have guided me to your side. I wield the power of the White Tower.
Mordred, protect me! Get back to our holes!
Your warriors are beset by the foe.
No foe can resist the mages of the White Tower.
Will recall the success of your quest.
Elves! The lookouts were right! You have come!
There are dark forces gathering nearby. Your fortress is not safe.
These walls have stood for 700 years. We can weather whatever storm comes.
And for 7,000 years, my people have waged a war on the forces of chaos. Get your men ready. For stones and mortar alone will not hold back these creatures. We shall fight beside you. To glory or death, only time will tell.
Captain, Sultan Moon lies in ruins.
Aurelion was right. If they can lay waste to a whole city, the Northmen must be getting strong again.
Shall we look for survivors, Captain?
We must press on to the coast to the aid of the elves. They could find themselves cut off. Keep careful watch. Those that did this could still be nearby.
We'll make the Northmen pay for this slaughter.
Pray to Sigmar for strength. It may not be merely men we face. There is a foul taint in the air, one that I have felt before, when demons appeared at the Battle of Kislev.
Your heart blood will taste sweet when I drink it from your skull!
The Emperor rewards the bravest.
The Emperor is under attack.
Are you brave enough to face me alone?
Your champion comes, mighty Corn!
The Emperor commands. courage and faith, we will triumph over this evil!
The foe have been spotted.
Fear not these evil creatures. Many generations ago, Emerian the Defender turned back a tide of these unclean monstrosities. Did he not best 4 of the greatest demons ever to darken the world? Let your courage shine like your spear tips.
Steelstand shall not be our grave. We cannot die here. We must break out. All hope is lost. Follow me to safety. The allies of the Empire beset.
Relish the agony!
The foe have been spotted. Crush the foe.
My
sacrifice has been made for victory.
The gods have abandoned us!
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
The darkness shall not prevail.
Press the advantage! Loose quickly now!
The army of the Emperor is under attack. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
Get them before they run! Love the pain, relish the agony.
Fire at will!
Foes at the ready.
Sigmar has crushed the foe.
I come from the colleges of magic.
The foe is attempting to breach a defense.
By the power of the white flame!
The gods have abandoned us!
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe. Fire at will!
The gods have granted this day to earn our glory.
Fire at will!
For the Empire!
The foe is attempting to breach your defenses.
Charge!
Lord Teclis has taught me the art of fire.
Spotted. The army of the Emperor is under attack.
I come from the colleges of magic.
The foe shall rue the day they defied the Emperor.
We have learned much from the elves.
The princes of Ulthuan ride forth.
The enemy will pay in blood.
I wield the power unwise, of the Commander. Tower. Most unwise.
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe. The army of the Emperor is under attack.
Run! The beast will devour us all!
Feats of the Empire's heroes.
Congratulations on your victories. Now I come with news and orders from the Emperor himself. Teclis, the Elven Loremaster, believes the next threat will be arriving in the east, in the foothills of the World's Edge Mountains. I can't find Gruber and his army at the moment, so you will have to do.
I'm so glad you turned to me in your need.
Don't act like a child. It's a matter of quantity, not quality. Gruber's army is bigger than yours. Be that as it may, you are here and he is not. You must march east with all haste and counter whatever comes south with the forces and wit you have. Is that understood?
And if I see the Count and he gives me different orders?
The Emperor has commanded you. Do not fail him.
Greetings, Prince Kalanos. May I present Captain Stefan von Kessel of the Emperor's armies?
I offer the thanks of our people to you. As allies, we shall crush this menace.
Yes, I'm sure we will. You must march north into the lands called Kislev. Marauders attacked one of our fleets, and some ships were sunk. Our enemy has longships from Norska to carry him along the coast. They must be hunted down. You and your army will guard the flank of my army while we march to meet the foe.
I march north? My orders are to march to the east, Prince Kalanos. We hope that you might assist us. Your own lawmaster, Teclis, assures the Emperor that a great army is gathering in the foothills.
Teclis does not command this host, I do. It is vital that we go north, with or without your assistance.
But, Prince, we need more warriors to defend our lands. We have barely the strength to hold the river crossings. I will be marching to the east as commanded.
Even now, more ships from our land are on their way and will be arriving soon. We must be ready for when they arrive.
Ready for what?
My forces are not yet ready to march again so soon. I can remain behind to assist the men of the Empire, for a time at least.
Very well. Aurelion and the remnants of her army will stay with you. If we fail in the north, it is your lands, not ours, that will suffer the most.
The siege of Steelstand had been bloody, but it was but a prologue to the great battles that were to come. With Count Gruber and his army missing, it fell to Stefan von Kessel to defend the Empire against further incursions, with only the men he had at hand, if he could not find the ruler of Ostermark. As for the elves, their path lay elsewhere, though the maid Aurelion lent what strength she had to Stefan's cause.
The end of the battle draws nigh. The foe have been...
Courage, men! There are evil things close at hand.
Back to your holes, vile rat men.
The allies of the Empire beset. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
Prepare for firing!
Fire up! The foe have been spotted. Fire at will! The army of the Emperor is under attack.
The gods have granted this day to earn our glory.
The might of...
The world is my senses. You cannot surprise me.
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe. The army of the Emperor is under attack.
foe!
The foe have been spotted. The foe have been spotted. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
The militia, they're all dead. Slaughtered.
The foe have been spotted.
Feel the wrath of Lord Sigmar.
The Empire beset.
Protect our lands! Guard our people!
The wind of Gyran grants us all life.
Back to our holes! These not slave things! What would you have me do, General? I will do what I can to bring victory!
The Empire beset.
A hard blow now could swing the battle!
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
What would you have me do, General?
The world is my senses! You cannot surprise me!
Howard Bakshi, destroy them!
The Empire beset.
Back to our holes! Cowardly minions of
Beset into Moore's grasp. The army of the Emperor is under attack.
The Bright College offers its aid.
Pay for this!
What brings a warrior priest of Sigmar to such a forsaken place?
The call of our god, of course. Sigmar will be pleased. You fought well. My name is Brother Gunther. That mark on your face, you're Albrecht von Kessel's boy.
I am. I don't think I've ever met you. How do you know that?
I saw you once, just before you were branded. Gruber wanted me to do it. I refused.
You refused the Count? Why would you do that?
He wasn't the Count then. And I don't believe a child can be guilty of the crimes of the father. For that matter, I had my doubts about your father's guilt too. But nobody wanted to hear them.
I'm sure Gruber wasn't happy about that.
Not happy. The Count's mood is the last of my concerns. For years he has hounded me, and now I have the proof of his treachery. Your Count is far more than he appears. He is in league with the Dark Gods, a servant of chaos.
That is a bold accusation.
I said I have proof. He has made bargains with the great Lord of Decay, the God of Disease. He framed your grandfather and father for his own misdeeds, hiding the dark covenant he swore to save his own life from the canker that threatened his life.
First Aurelian, and now you say that I bear this mark wrongly? And Gruber is to blame for this? The Count killed my family, took our lands, and all the while it was he that was in league with the Dark Gods? He must answer for this!
I have not the force to bring him to justice. We need to inform the Emperor.
I have the men. Gruber will answer these accusations at the point of my sword!
He will destroy you if you face him now. You cannot slay such a beast easily. I have been searching for a sword once wielded many centuries ago by a champion of Emperor Mandred's army. It was said to have the power of demon slaying. But it was lost when Mandred was slain and anarchy consumed the Empire.
And what use is a lost sword? What has that got to do with Otto Gruber?
The knight who carried the sword was slain by a creature of the undead, a blood-drinking creature of the night. From old accounts and local tales, I have pieced together this creature's unlife, his movements, his wars, his purpose. If you want the sword, head south of here and find the vampire.
The forces of chaos are everywhere. I cannot simply abandon my orders from the Reichsmarshal.
It is good that you take your duties seriously, von Kessel. Your devotion does you credit, and so I will help you. We will fight these Northmen, combat the Ratmen from below, and stop Gruber's dark scheme.
Ho there! Have you wounded we can tend to?
Oh, yourself, manling. And no, we can look after our own wounded, thank you very much.
What happened? Who attacked you?
Pugh! Orcs! Thrice cursed orcs, may their hearts rot. They took our stock. We were returning to Grundak with guns and ammunition. These weapons will be sorely missed with all the trouble that's going on if we can't get them back safely.
Well, perhaps we can help. The orcs might come back, and there are even worse things abroad at the moment.
If we get the rest of these crates to Grundak, we might be able to make a deal of some sorts.
Be pure of intent, and Sigmar will protect us. Stay on your guard. This is no mortal foe that we face.
Lord Teclis has taught me the art of fire.
The foe have been spotted.
For the Empire and honor!
I shall be a living fireball!
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
Lord Teclis has taught me the art of fire.
The gods have granted this day to earn our glory.
The wrath of Sigmar will be swift. Mighty Sigmar looks upon us all.
What would you have me do, General?
Claim and destruction are yours to command! Wind of Akshi, heed my call!
For the Empire and honor!
The foe have been spotted. The army of the Emperor is under attack.
We have learned much from the elves.
This place seethes with dark magic. Unless we find and destroy all the tombs, these creatures will keep coming back again and again for all eternity.
Fires can level whole cities!
For Sigmar! Emperor rewards the bravest.
Fires can level whole cities!
Interlopers, you must be very brave, very stupid, or very desperate to enter my domain. It matters nothing what your reasons are. You will all die here, and then you will serve me even in death.
I've been spotted.
The wind of Akshi blows strong.
We shall rout the scum from the field. I feel the spirit of Sigmar within me. For the Empire and honor!
Your blood will be mine!
The Empire will prevail!
The lore of fire is mine to command.
Honor Sigmar and the Empire.
The Emperor rewards the bravest.
The lore of fire is mine to command.
Foolish mortal things, you cannot destroy me.
I command the powers of pyromancy.
Sigmar has crushed the foe. The foe have been...
Your desperation is matched only by your idiocy.
I command the powers of pyromancy.
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
What would you have me do, General?
Why struggle? Your deaths are inevitable.
Get back! Come away from there! There is a pestilence in the air!
It's no good. Gruber's foul lord protects him from attack. The closer we get, the worse it becomes. If we go any further, you risk infecting the whole army.
The scouts have found no way around. Gruber has a citadel, a hiding place somewhere nearby, up in the peaks. They glimpsed it through the haze, but could not find it again. 2 scouts died bringing me that news. I would not have them die in vain.
We cannot go forward today. I will pray to Sigmar for strength and guidance. Send more scouts tomorrow. Perhaps there is some other way that is unguarded.
I will also pray to Sigmar. We make camp away from here. Get ready to move. Sergeants, report to me.
Send word for Commander Aurelion. Have him...
What do you see?
Do you not see the darkness? Look. Again. Look closely.
My sight does not see everything yours does, Mage of Safari. There is a gloom, perhaps a storm cloud or such.
No. This is no mere cloud. It is an evil spell. A conjuration of the Lord of Decay. Evil is stirring. We head east as soon as the army is ready.
Night gods hear my plea. Sakkarakator, Barkarak, Pardor, Aragaktak, Barak, Aktakor!
We will bring victory. The mysteries of your quest are unveiled.
Get back! The winds of magic are blowing fiercely! The sorcerer's spell will destroy you all! Get away! Unwise, Commander. Most unwise.
Our struggle is eternal.
Woe upon us! He has become a chaos spawn! Azurian, protect us from these mutating curses!
Ulthuan shall never fall.
We are the guardians of the Phoenix King.
My blade is death to all who oppose me.
Many foes will be slain. We are the guardians of the White Tower. None can match our skill.
Pride of Calador!
The enemy are no match for the warriors of Ulthuan.
Your command, noble one.
Pride of Calador!
Never again shall chaos topple the greatest of Ulthuan.
We are the guardians of the Phoenix King.
These stones were hewn by elven hands. This was once one of our temples. I can still feel its enchantments of sanctuary.
Forwards, noble warriors!
Like the hawk, you have the annals of the Phoenix King will record the success of your quest.
What manner of elves are you? What is your purpose here?
We are the Lost Guardians. For many centuries we've dwelled close to these sacred stones, awaiting the return of our distant kin.
Will you aid us?
We will not harm our kin, but will kill any that trespass on these enchanted grounds.
None of elf-kind can match our strength. We shall dictate the battle, my lord.
The gods are watching us. The soul of the man who does not die fighting to protect their shrine will be tormented for eternity.
Our bows are ready.
Lilith, ignite your arrows!
The enemy have presented themselves. We await your
Lilith,
counsel.
ignite your arrows!
The stars foretell your death.
Love the pain.
Relish
the agony.
The
Death
enemy have
comes
presented
in many
themselves.
guises.
Shadow approaches. The enemy have presented themselves. None can match our skill.
The energy of sacrifice.
I die with honor.
This place shall be a sanctuary. I wield the power of the White Tower.
Yes, lordly one.
We never miss our mark.
The gods have guided me to your side.
The strength of Ulthuan is in us.
The gods have guided me to your side. Guided my fate. I carry the ancient wisdom.
You will recall the success of your quest.
Von Kessel, look! The cloud is dispersing. Sigmar has answered our prayers.
Praise Sigmar! We must press on in case it returns. Form up the army for the march! The rune fang of Ostermark, the symbol of the Elector Count. My grandfather once wielded this blade before you betrayed him, before you betrayed the Empire!
It is mine!
It was stolen from my family. Now I have reclaimed it. It will be put to its true purpose again, against the enemies of the Empire.
It was not meant to end. I would become immortal at the right hand of the Lord of Decay. When the armies come south, who will pave the way for them if not I? I bargained my soul for Grandfather Nurgle's protection. But now I have failed him. The rot consumes me.
Burn it! Send the ashes to Emperor Magnus as a gift from me. It is the blood right of my family to wield this blade. The rune fang is the mark of a count, and I reclaim it for the Von Kessel family. Any man who wishes to dispute this, raise his voice now!
Captain! News from Nordland! A great army of the Dark Gods has been sighted and is heading south! They are led by a nightmare given form, by a great prince of evil!
A demon prince? Here, in the Empire? Calm down and tell me everything.
The army marches eastward as we speak. There's no sign of the elves, no word from Prince Kalanos. Talabayam is undefended.
Send out scouts to find the Reichsmarschall and the army under Lady Aurelian. Tell them what you have told me and return with any further news. I fear Kalanos and his host have been destroyed. They fought alone when we should have been beside them. We must gather what strength we can and hold Talabayam against this threat. Men of the Empire, the war is not yet won! We fight on!
Though the evil of Otto Gruber had been uncovered and destroyed, a greater threat yet remained. Unaided by the Empire, the elves had failed in their quest to halt the forces of chaos in the north. Now, led by a mighty demon prince full of unholy power, the Northmen and their twisted allies invaded in huge numbers, intent on the walled city of Talabayam. Stefan von Kessel of the Empire and Aurelian of the Elves sought to join their forces that they might hold back the tide of chaos.
Lady Aurelian, I have sought you for several days. I have grave news.
Then it is as I have feared. Prince Kalanos has failed.
It is so. He fell in battle beneath the blade of a monstrous demon prince. The champion of chaos has ascended, and even now is heading towards Talabayam. If the city falls, he can strike anywhere.
Perhaps we should look to the defense of Ulthuan to prepare for the worst.
No! The Empire must hold. We know men can be weak, easily corrupted, but they are also our greatest hope. Ulthuan can no longer stand alone as protector of the world. The Empire must not fall. You must continue south and find the Reichsmarshal, Trenkenhoff. He will explain what is required.
I will do as you say.
I have a new ally for you. The great eagle Alcontar has arrived from Ulthuan. He has agreed to be your companion for this war. Now I must hasten on other deeds. Until then, I bid you the best of fortune.
The slayer of Otto Gruber, I am blessed indeed. The Lord of Decay will be most pleased with your death. The beloved of Nergal.
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
Aurelian, I feared you may be dead.
There is still time for us all to die, Stefan. Ulthuan has suffered a great loss. A great loss indeed.
Prince Kalanos? Have you had word? I am told that his army has not been seen since it left the Empire's borders.
Prince Kalanos is dead. His body lost, his army defeated by the terror that now marches across your lands. I have dreamt of his dragon torn to a bloody mess, and of the prince falling beneath a monstrous blade. All that remains of our host is now gathered here.
Perhaps if I had joined the prince, perhaps...
We can lament later. For now there is an army of chaos that must be faced. We must decide where we think the blow will land.
Our scouts have reported them heading south towards Talabayam. We will know more in the morning.
Take what supplies can be spared and rest until sunrise. We march at dawn.
Reichsmarshal, we thought that you might have fallen in battle. It is good that you are here. With your men, we might yet save Talabayam.
That will not be possible. Where is Stefan? I must speak with both of you.
What is the matter, Reichsmarshal? The night is not yet so dark that there will be no coming of the light.
Maybe. But the night shall still be long indeed. Ah, von Kessel.
Reichsmarshal? I am happy to see you.
I'm afraid that won't last. I have to take some of your soldiers, some of yours too, Aurelian, if you can spare them.
We cannot hope to defend Talabayam with just the soldiers we have here, Reichsmarshal.
But defend it you must. Another army from the north is approaching the River Linsk, and even now closes on the town of Beckharfen. I must take an army there to defend against this second attack. Talabayam is not defenseless. Count Feuerbach of Talabekland is there with all the remains of his army. I ask that you march to him with all haste, while I oppose the host to the east.
It seems that we have no other choice. We cannot fight on two fronts with a single army.
Though it might be said that the men of the Empire were not there when the elves called upon them, the same shall not be true of my folk. I will send my commanders to you to discuss your needs.
The enemy is...
Now is the time of our judgment. The whole of the Empire looks upon this day, and should we fail, there will be no history to record our defeat. This is where we make our stand and prove the worth of the men of the Empire. Fight to the death, and fight for Sigmar!
For 7,000 years we have fought against the Dark Gods. It will not be here, on this distant field, that our strength finally fails. Here we will triumph, and you shall all be remembered alongside the greatest warriors of our people! Destroy the darkness!
The foe have been spotted. The army of the Emperor is under attack. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe. Volley fire!
No man can fight these creatures!
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
Victory is assured.
The foe have been spotted.
No man can fight these creatures!
Soon everything will come to pass as I desire.
This foe is too mighty!
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
No battle is ever...
The allies of the Empire beset. The foe have been spotted. The army of the Emperor is under attack. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
Relish the agony!
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
I pray for this moment!
The foe have been spotted.
You cannot escape the flame!
The gods have abandoned us!
The foe have been spotted.
For Sigmar! Love the pain! Relish the agony!
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
Honor Sigmar and the Empire!
The might of Sigmar.
A righteous fight!
The foe have been spotted.
Love the pain! Relish the agony!
I pray for this moment!
For the king! Sigmar has crushed the foe.
It is against Sigmar's will.
Crushed the foe.
There's not much fight left of them.
Attempting to breach your defenses.
The enemy have presented themselves.
The allies of the Empire beset. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
Love the pain, relish the agony.
No man can fight these creatures! Save yourselves! The foe is attempting to breach your defenses. No man can fight these creatures! The foe is attempting to breach your defenses.
You think yourself safe from harm. You will learn that mere stone cannot hide you from the wrath of the gods.
The foe have been spotted.
The enemy.
The foe is attempting to breach your defenses. The foe have been spotted. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe. The foe is attempting to breach
Our matches are ready, Lord.
The allies of the Empire beset. The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
The Bright College offers its aid.
Mere arrows cannot defeat this foe.
The foe is attempting to breach your defenses. The army of the Emperor is under attack. The foe have been spotted.
Mighty Sigmar looks upon us all. Mighty Sigmar will burn your soul. Look to Sigmar for strength. Mighty Sigmar looks upon us all.
My lord, we engage the foe.
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
The enemy have presented themselves.
The might of Sigmar has crushed the foe.
Love the pain, relish the agony.
The foe have been spotted.
Love the pain, relish the agony.
As Sigmar commands, my wrath shall be as a storm!
Make peace with your weak gods. They cannot help you now. The gods of chaos rule these lands now.
Chaos must be resisted at every turn.
I bring destruction to the Emperor's foes.
The world cannot be allowed to fall to chaos.
I am your doom.
We shall rout the scum from the field.
The army of the Emperor is under attack.
We shall rout the scum from the field.
The foe is attempting to breach your defenses.
Sound the charge!
History shall tell of the great feats of the Emperor's heroes.
You have won.
Have I? Is the war over?
The war is never over. However, this battle is won, and a great enemy has been defeated. There will be other battles to be fought, but not for a while. You and your people have earned themselves a little peace.
And what of your people? What of the folk of Ulthuan?
We have fought this foe for thousands of years, and we will fight it for thousands more if need be. Yet, while we have allies like you, we will not fight alone. And that is good for all of us.
You survived then, Rights Marshal.
I survived the Great War against Chaos. This was no worse. I bring word from the Emperor. Magnus sends his congratulations on a great victory. Worthy of a Count of the Empire were his words, I believe.
I did what any man... A Count of the Empire, you say?
Yes, Stefan, a Count. The Emperor has recognized your claim to the throne of Ostermark, and none of the other electors have objected. You are to travel to Nuln as soon as matters here are resolved for your formal elevation. A finely won victory, Count von Kessel.
I told you there was no evil in your heart. It is just a scar and nothing more. There is no mark of chaos upon you.
We are learned in many ways of healing. Our kin can remove that for you.
No. I shall keep it. As you say, it is just a scar. One of many I now have. Nothing more.